Hello everyone. If you're new to the channel and coming here to watch this video, I am Breathorn, and I make PC-centric content helping people who are new to the PC industry wanting to get into PC gaming find pre-built or custom-built gaming PCs in order to get past the shortages and scalpers that are keeping GPUs out of the hands of gamers. And I've been doing that for a while now. And I was an ambassador for Artesian builds, but I am no longer an ambassador for Artesian builds as of way earlier this week. Now I realized that though I did stream on Tuesday night for a long time explaining my position, I let Artesian know earlier on Tuesday that I would be leaving the ambassador program and no longer promoting them, that many of you guys wouldn't see that. And wouldn't see the Twitter thread either. A lot of people don't use Twitter, even though you can look at Twitter without having an account. They don't bother, and that's fine. So that means I needed to put something here, and I'd intended to do so, and I've recorded it twice, and it's been really problematic for me because I don't condone anything that Noah did that night. There's under no circumstances would I condone someone backing out of what they had set as the requirements for a free giveaway and then dragging anyone's name through the dirt just because, you know, they're not providing enough ROI to the brand. It's just, I don't know who would agree with that. Of course, I'm not about it. However, I spent a long time promoting Artesian as an ambassador for them. And I've seen that people have gone back to videos even up to 7 months ago saying that I should have known. There was no way that I would know that anyone would do this. Nobody with any good business sense would insult 90% of the community that they have entrenched themselves in as a brand. You know, insulted 90% of Twitch or more, 95% of Twitch. And that's where they live, Twitch. That's their whole culture. I would never have been able to predict that. What I had seen was that my community, which has grown quite a bit, many members of it who have gotten systems from Artesian builds could say nothing but good things about the experience of getting the system and the systems that they got. So to me, it was an easy thing to keep on promoting them. But that's not a thing that I'm going to do anymore, clearly, because it doesn't matter how good a product is if someone's going to insult their very customers so openly and back out on their word. I don't want to do business with someone like that. Now, I do want to make clear that although there have been some things coming out questioning the quality of the products and maybe some of their troubleshooting methods, I don't agree with any of those things being a thing a company should do. And if that's the case, I hope those things get fixed. Although a lot of people who have those kind of issues will just move on to another company, and that's also a valid way of doing things. Just from my experience dealing with the builders there, the employees there, the customer service representatives, they've all been amazing. I don't know how some of these issues slipped through the cracks and remained that way. It's not okay. So I hope those issues get resolved. And if there's any way I can help with that, with making contact or anything like that, please reach out to me. I'll be happy to do it. Just know that I'm not going to be promoting the company anymore, and I'm not a part of the company's ambassador program anymore. And I, as someone who spent a long time as a small streamer, and I still am a small streamer and content creator, I feel every word he said. I felt every word he said. And Kia did not deserve to be treated that way. But also we can't forget that there were many other names after that that were also dismissed even more quickly. They weren't dragged as much, but I guess once the new parameters were figured out, it was more of a quick order of business to just get through them. Some of the only editing I'm going to do on this video is to put those names on the screen right now. Please make sure that you show your support to them as well. I know that my community would like to do the same, and we had a really fun raid to Kia stream on Tuesday. It was nuts. There were so many people there, and seeing the community show so much support for someone who had been mistreated was actually really heartwarming, because I was in a state where I really didn't know how to approach what was going on and what to do from that point. It was I invested quite a bit into a company, and then it was sort of all thrown in the trash, and my name was used quite a bit to bludgeon other ambassadors into doing more when it's not fair. And I mentioned that in the stream. I was like, this isn't fair. I make PC-centric content. Of course, it brings more clicks. Like that's what I do. And I mentioned that in the stream, and it was ignored. It was really frustrating for me. But what happened to me there was nothing compared to what happened to those others who were hoping and excited and thought that they had all the requirements met, and then they were just not just denied the thing that they rightfully won, but then just completely dragged. So I think that was an appropriate spot for a sigh. I hope you agree. It's just really frustrating. I do have to admit, I've been really just terrified of posting this. I know there's people who aren't even going to watch the video. I've been waiting for this and are going to be in the comments, and go for it, I suppose. If you want an outlet to express your frustrations, you can. Just know that there is no way I could have known that this was going to happen. And the feedback that I had been getting was totally positive, and I trust my community, and they experienced what they experienced. But that's just not enough. Quality products are not enough. And I do want to make clear that because I see that, and I know a lot of these employees at Artesian, it really hurts to see them being dragged as well. They're amazing, and they didn't want any of this. They're very passionate about their jobs, and the builders are great at what they do. And every member in every part of that organization hated what happened and didn't want anything to do with it. They've just watched in horror as it continued. So you might be thinking, Brady Thorne, well, if the employees are so good and such great people, well, why don't they just run the company and see how that goes? Well, that might happen. Apparently, which is why I'm glad I'm posting this so late, because I got to see that. That might be the case. So we're all going to keep an eye on this, I hope, because the industry needs what Artesian was doing, the level of transparency with building, in the building aspect, building it right in front of the person who paid all that money for the system, I felt was a very welcome breath of fresh air in the system integrator industry. I'd like to see that continue, but it's going to be in their hands. We're not just going to assume everything's going to be perfect. In fact, there's going to be a lot of scrutiny, and I think that's fair. Now, to be clear, as far as Noah is concerned, I did get to know Noah fairly well. I didn't see anything like this coming. There's the last thing I would have expected. But that is not going to keep me from holding Noah accountable. In fact, once you start to get to know someone or look up to them or whatever you want to call it, that doesn't mean that you make excuses for them. In fact, I feel it should be the opposite. It's the people who are close to you who should hold you accountable the most. So if it means Noah is out of the business that he built, well, it happened quickly, didn't it? But it was something that he did. It was his actions, his words, his intentions, and they also, lost me. I'm not part of the organization anymore. I'm not part of the ambassador program anymore. So the goal for me now is to just keep doing what I'm doing, but I am going to be careful about who I make relationships with. And I'm going to not put all my eggs in one basket either when it comes to, putting faith in a company, of course. I didn't really do that, but it was almost like that. So it means changes for me. Either way, I mean, this isn't really a place to talk about new content. You can watch the Sunday video just to see what I do, the video tomorrow, to see what I do if you're interested. But I will keep making this content even if nobody watches. I want to thank my community. Through all of this, they've been incredibly supportive. They know where my heart is at, what my intentions are. They know what it is that I want to do and how I want to affect the industry and help, consumers and my community. It's a hard community. It's a hard time, right? Hard community. No, it's a hard industry, and it's a difficult landscape for those wanting to get into PCs. A lot of people who don't want to build and just want to game are gate-kept from PC gaming and said that, oh, you're not a real gamer unless you build your own PC. And I think that's, as a builder myself, I still think that's a bunch of crap. And I feel like I still have value to bring to the industry. So I hope that although this will ring untrue for a lot of people because they're not ready to hear this kind of stuff or it just doesn't matter to them, you guys go wild in the comments if you want. That's fine. It's YouTube comments. It's okay. And if that makes you feel better, it's fine. Just, I removed my previous videos having to do with Artesian. If there's an issue with the sponsor of those videos, which was not Artesian, I'll work it out with them, and that'll be fine. I just realized I wanted to leave them up for the sake of those sponsors, but I realized I probably don't want to be associated with it. So those have been taken down just because it was kind of seeing people at their worst, ignoring the fact that it was me in the past posting these videos and not me now. No one would have expected this, much less me. So anyway, I'm not trying to make excuses, of course. It's just kind of the reality of putting yourself out there when you believe in a brand or a company. It's a risk, and it didn't pay off for me in this situation. But thankfully, I have seen some awesome stuff from the community supporting Kia Pia, and more words coming out about the other names that were dragged as well, and seeing Jay come through and build. If you haven't seen the video from Jay's 2 cents, go watch that. It's amazing. Like I've been watching Jay for years, and it's honestly not much of a surprise that he came through, and the day he saw that, he went to get the stuff to build her a PC. Like that, dude, Jay, that's awesome, man. I love you, bro. That was really cool of you. But yeah, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, just without Artesian in the picture. And if someone was hurt by Artesian and my words brought you to them, I'm very sorry. I am sorry that my content brought you to them. It was with the best of intentions, and I don't know how I would have done things differently. But I have some hope. You know, the element that was sour in Artesian, that soured everyone on the name, is what it is. You know, and they'll do what they're going to do. It's in the hands of them now, and it's out of my hands. I'm out of the picture for them. So anyway, I think I've gone on long enough, and since I don't want to edit this, it's going to be longer of a video than it needs to be. I kind of repeated myself. I'm sorry about that. This has been an interesting week for me and for everybody else, that's for sure. But yeah, guys, thank you. I'm just wanted to come through and post up something really quick because I intended to, and I took too long because I just had a lot of things to think about. But anyway, I guess I'll see you guys soon, I hope. Take care.